All right, we are live. We are live, live. We are live. All right, let's see if anybody shows up here. Let me get comfortable. Easier said than done. Easier said than done. By the way, people with Parkinson's and rolling chairs, not good bedfellows. Don't mix. Okay, let's just see who comes here. Maybe I should start. Eins, zwei, drei, vier, fünf, sechs, sieben, acht, neun, 10. There's your German, 1 through 10. I just kind of labeled it Star Wars, Parkinson's, etc. We can talk about anything you want, but I just got this lunchbox here. There he is. Just got this vintage lunchbox here. My good friend Amelin gave it to me. It's actually a vintage. I don't know if you can see that on the bottom here. 1977. See that? 1977. What's up, Senor Rio? Yeah, so this was kind of the impetus to start the live stream today. We don't have to talk Star Wars. I just thought it'd be kind of interesting to see what we can get going on. I actually. Oh, hey, nice to see you or see you typing, Christy. Any thoughts on Star Wars while we got y'all here? Any thoughts on Star Wars? Mike, you're a movie guy. You probably have some opinions on it. I actually have some very strong opinions about the new ones. Yes, you're right. Yeah, you had to mail in for the figures. Yeah, there was I think it was like a pack of 3 or 5. I think it came with Luke, Leia, 3PO. Yeah, you probably already know this, but the fact was they had to rush them out because Star Wars was not supposed to be a hit. And lo and behold, it was a hit, and they had to rush some toys to the store. That's cool. I saw the Vader R2-D2. Yeah, I've got about 5 or 6 cool Vader figures. I mean, let's be honest. After Vader, no other bad guy comes even close. I gotta tell you, was not a fan of that Kylo Ren from the new ones. I feel like maybe Disney. Well, I don't think his name maybe about it. Disney just took it and strangled it. Now I do like the Mandalorian, but that's really been one of the few things that I have liked in the Star Wars universe. And then of course George Lucas. You can say what you will about the prequels. I enjoyed them, but looking back, they're not that good. But the kids love them, so I will say this: I had fun going to the theater to see the prequels. You know what I watched last night? I think you would like it, The Mandalorian, because it's very similar to A New Hope, where like there's a lot of rubber masks and stuff, and it's kind of winking at you the whole time. Yeah, I just found Rogue One on Blu-ray up at my local video emporium. I need to rewatch it. We rewatched Back to the Future 2 last night. And that was my least favorite, but I got to tell you, I really enjoyed it a little more than, I guess, second or third time around. I guess it'll be the third time I've seen it. So we're probably going to watch Back to the Future 3 tonight. So I found it on Blu-ray for a good deal, all 3 of them. Oh, there's Whiskey Scott. Hey, brother. Yep, you know how it's going to end, and you're still riveted. Yeah, Christy, I gotta say, I'll stick with that. There was no top in the first Back to the Future. 3 was. Oh, I'm hanging in there, buddy. I actually got 3 miles walking in today, which was pretty cool. I had Indian food last night, and so I farted. I farted in bed, but I don't think my wife was real happy with me. Naomi was not real. She didn't say anything, but yeah, my wife tolerates my beastly behavior. By the way, Whiskey Pepsi, did you see what I put up on my little? Yeah, you saw the picture I put up in my boxers on Instagram. That was me walking around, and Naomi goes, "Boy, you're quite a sight." And I didn't look at myself in the mirror. She says, "Yeah, your boxers are a little short there." So it was pretty pretty funny, pretty awkward little thing. And I was like, wow, I do this looks scandalous. I immediately had to go and put on some better clothes. But yeah, back to the future thing. I think three is just it's the maybe the funnest, not the best, but it's the funnest. The ending is kind of stupid, but two gets pretty dark. Two Back to the Future two gets pretty dark. But I got to tell you, I maybe it was just the wine talking and the Blu-ray, but the picture was just so damn good, I couldn't help but get into it. By the way, my son came home from school today. He's going to be 14 next month. God, I'm old. And he said, I said, I heard you had trouble at school. He goes, well, some kid was farting, and that's why I got in trouble. I was like, were you laughing? He's like, yep, like father, like son, like father, like son. So you guys got any good big plans for the weekend? It's supposed to be really nice weather out. I need to go get the oil changed in my car because my wife is taking it on a road trip, and I got to make sure. Yep. Well, I mean, the thing about Back to the Future 3 is it's very unlike the first two. It feels like a kind of a different franchise, but it's just funny, and I just love Michael J. Fox. And I've always said if I was going to ask him anything, it wouldn't be anything about Back to the Future or Parkinson's. It would be about his guitars. I know he plays guitars. That's what I would ask Michael J. Fox. There you go, Atlantic City. Have you ever watched the show Boardwalk Empire? I'm sure you have. It was pretty good. I watched the first three seasons. I missed the last season because we quit subscribing to HBO, but I did. I think what's his name? Cousin Tony from The Sopranos. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. Steve Buscemi. He was pretty good in it. I got to tell you, I don't think I've seen Steve Buscemi in anything that I didn't like him in. Free comp nights. Oh, high rollers, huh? By the way, I would love to visit Atlantic City and specifically, Ghost Tour. Yeah, that's nice. Awesome. Nice. I would like to go to the boardwalk in New Jersey. I always thought that looked pretty cool in The Sopranos. Uh, but I'm sure it would be busy when I would be there. I gotta tell you, I just can't travel anymore. I can't. It's just too much work for me. It's between my on time when I'm dyskinetic and my legs won't stop moving, and then my off time. It's just too much. It's just too much work. Too much work. Hate to say it because there's a lot of places I'd like to go. I'd like to go see New Jersey. Uh, like to go down to like see the Rockies again. California. I went to California with Sonoma County and like wine country. I did that a couple years back. That was amazing. That was probably my last trip, but I got to tell you, it just took so much out of me. And it's I don't want to sound like a baby, but it's so hard to travel. It's just Parkinson's makes it so hard, so difficult. Like things you used to just take for granted, like going through a security checkpoint and taking your shoes off. Oh my god, I'm 13 years in at this point, Mike. It's a lot of damn work for me taking my shoes off. Trying to get my jacket off for security. It's just, and then I get to where I'm going to go, and then I can't really move much. So people are asking me if I was going to go to this World Parkinson's Congress. I'm like, well, not for nothing, but and please don't be insulted by this, but if I'm going somewhere with my wife, I'm not going to hang out with a bunch of people with Parkinson's. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's not fun. It's rough. We go somewhere better than that. But I mean, I would be nice to meet some of my fellow Parkies, but I just don't really. I can't see going halfway across the country to hang out with a bunch of people with Parkinson's and have my wife sit there and go, "Well, now what? Now what do we do?" Nope. Nope. I would like to. I've said before I'd like to go visit Europe. I would like to go visit Ireland. I guess my forebears were from Ireland and Germany and France. I would like to see Germany. I just it's hard because I can't really do it anymore. It's I mean now that I'm just disabled and retired, I've got the time, but I just can't do it. It's too much. Yeah, but back to the World Parkinson's I mean, I guess I don't want to sound like a butthole, but it's just like if I'm going on vacation, I want to get away from my Parkinson's. Not but I guess some people might be insulted that I say that, but yeah, I mean it's more. I mean, it'd be for me, but my wife don't want to. That's true. That's true, Mike. I know. I know. I heard was talking to Jennifer Sullivan from the Wiggles Project, and she said, I think she sent me something on stem cell trials in Japan on humans. So that's my biggest hope, really, at this point. Mike, so would I guess it's a little early for you, but would you ever consider DBS? Would that be something that you would deep brain stimulation? I don't know how much you know about it. They're giving it to people earlier and earlier now to maybe help them have more quality of life. I've made my case on why I'm not going to do that. How are they doing? I mean, I've talked to people that DBS has been life changing. Yep, some completely off meds, and then I've talked life changing in a good way. And then I've also talked to people that said they regret it's the biggest mistake of their life. So that's it's kind of I don't want to say you're rolling the dice, but I guess you kind of are a little bit. I mean, with me, I mean, there's I think I'm not the expert here, but I think they target one area of your brain for tremors, and then one area of your brain for dyskinesia. Well, I have a really bad tremor in my right arm. It's not going right now because cinnamon completely knocks out my tremors. But so it would be either picking dyskinesia or tremors. I don't know. I kind of I'm going to say I'm happy now. I'm content, and life is pretty good. I mean, I live in a two-story house, but we fortunately when I'm off, it's easy going up and downstairs. It's not it's when I'm on that it's hard to go up and downstairs. There aren't a lot of options. In fact, I was talking to one of my fellow Parkinson's patients yesterday, and they were telling me that they're so down on life with PD that they're willing to try anything at this point, up to and including DBS. I got to tell you, the thing that scares me the most is the focused ultrasound where I guess they put the heat waves in your brain. Heat waves in your brain. I guess they zap off the mutated cells. I mean, I don't really. I mean, it's irreversible. Once they kill the brain cell, you can't get it back. So I'm not really wanting to do that. But they offer to me every time. I'm like, no, no lasers in my brain, please. But everybody's different, man. Everybody's different. Some people like things. Some people don't like other things. That's a saying I heard once. I love that. I bring that up when we're like somebody's arguing. I'll be like, well, some people like things and some people don't like other things. We got two people in here. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, Michael J. Fox. I mean, if you've read his book, especially his last one, um, "No Time Like the Future," he's had some hellacious things. And Ozzy Osbourne, reading Ozzy Osbourne's his book "Last Rites." That dude had hell. His life was hell for 6 years. They hid it from a lot of people. So I mean, yeah, there can always be somebody worse, which I guess isn't the most positive thing to say, but it's true. Oh, my legs are cramping up. Ugh. By the way, I got a new chair, like a new throne. I had this recliner. I got to tell you, for you think for somebody with Parkinson's and a recliner would be nice so you can kick your legs back, but when you wiggle, it rocks, which is not good. So and then it was all squeaky because I'd shaken, I'd shook, rattled, and rolled it too much. So I got this new chair. It's like a kind of like a club chair. Lets me sit cross-legged and so much more comfortable. And like I think it would scare my wife when I'd go to reposition myself because the whole recliner would be like boing boing boing. So yeah, I mean it's a nice this new chair. In fact, I think they're upstairs Scotch guarding it. Oh my god, yeah, I need firm cushions. We went shopping for a mattress, and my wife's like, I want a soft one. So we ended up like getting like one of those king size beds and having like two separate mattresses, like twin beds. I said I need it to be hard. She's like, why do you want to sleep on a hard bed? It's like because I got to be able to get up. I can't squishy pillows. I can't get up with squishy pillows. It's part of getting old. But honestly, I've never liked real squishy beds. I've always been like a firm bed sleeper. And yeah, and for like my club chair is a little more. It's pretty firm, so I can sip my wine and do whatever I'm going to do, watching my movies. By the way, Mike, have you seen a movie? It's a Kevin Costner movie called Mr. Brooks. It's about a serial killer. It's a very underrated movie. I mean, I'm not a big Kevin Costner guy by any stretch, but Mr. Brooks, if you haven't seen it, look it up. It was made, I think, before all this Dexter stuff got popular. Not there's anything wrong with Dexter, but great movie, Mr. Brooks. Yeah, look it up if you can find it. Yeah, I don't want to. I'll just tell you this. Kevin Costner's a serial killer, and Dane Cook is this like d-bag that decides he wants to blackmail him, and he wants him to take him on one of his kills. And you can imagine this is the stupidest thing you could possibly do. Never seen that. Who's in it? I mean, honestly, you got way more movie knowledge than I do because you worked at a video store. You owned a video store. I watched like Jurassic Park over and over and over again for the first like 5-6 years it was out. So I don't want to say waste of time, but I just recently got into other. I mean, like The English Patient was a movie I never would have watched ago, but now that I got a lot of time, it's an excellent movie. But I don't think 40-year-old J Mac would have enjoyed it as much as 50-year-old J Mac. It was too girly, too tragic, and it is tragic. But Ray Fiennes is just such a phenomenal actor. I loved him, and of course Schindler's List. He's amazing, and then Voldemort. I know it's a corny movie, but Ray Fiennes is amazing. I'll have to look up No Way Out. By the way, it reminds me of that Key and Peele movie, Get Out, the one where there's the white girl who takes her black boyfriend to meet her parents, and it gets. Oh, Costner, Gene Hackman, Sean Young. There you go. That's a good cast right there. Can you hear my chair squeaking? By the way, I was going to do like a sit down video this week, but I just thought I enjoy talking more, just free form, and I get about damn near the same views anyway, so I just like to mix it up. So we got 6 people, and what do you want to talk about? Throw me some topics. Ask me anything. I'll answer almost any question you have. Like, Jeremy, when did you lose your hair? I started losing it when I was 19-ish, 20-ish. I remember I was combing it, and I could see, like, my part line was moving. And I'm like, that's weird. And I just thought, well, it's just, I guess it just happens when you go from a teenager to like a 20-year-old, your part line changes. Well, my my hair was falling out. But yeah, so I actually shaved my head on my own yesterday, but I used it. I used it a razor very carefully. Never go yours long. I used to have long ass Jesus hair, a big beard, long hair. But I look back now and I'm like, I got to tell you, I mean, I was the long haired metal guy forever, but I just look back now, I'm like, I don't know what I was trying to do. I wore a hat backwards because I was going bald underneath, so I never could take my hat off. Might as well, I should have just trimmed it all down and shaved it off earlier. Um, bigger on the Muppets. I tell you what, this is off the subject, but I was there's a Holocaust museum in St. Louis that I want to go visit, and I'm just concerned that with my shaved head that they will think that I'm some kind of skinhead. I mean, I'm not going to wear a hat. I'm not going to wear a hat in the Holocaust museum. I think feel that'd be the height of disrespect, but so I'll let you know how that goes. So I know you're looking to, forward to baseball season, Mike. We got this prospect named Jordan Walker, who was the number one prospect in baseball for the last 3 years. He's just flailed and flailed and flailed. It's quite dramatic around here. It's looking like he might even get sent to the minors again, and if he does, he's probably. I mean, it's hard to watch him. He has no confidence. He's just swings and misses everything. So that's a big drama in St. Louis at the moment. We're in the middle. The Cardinals are in the middle of a rebuilding process. Which I mean, honestly, it was time to tear it down. I mean, Pujols, Molina, Wainwright, all those guys are gone. Edmonds, time to rebuild. I'm excited to see the young guys, but I just hate seeing this Jordan Walker out there. He just looks miserable. He can't. He swings at things 10 feet off the plate, and then he'll take one right down the middle. His pitch recognition is terrible. I feel bad for him, but I guess he's making $1 million. But it's just I'd never like to see somebody struggle that bad. Number one prospect in baseball go from boom to bust. Came up in 2023. Played good his first season, and just sucked ever since. Only 23 years old. Only 23 years old. Career might be over. Just can't find the play. Can't recognize a good pitch from a bad pitch. Yeah, Mike, I would say this. Do as much as you can now. Yep, too many strikeouts. It's home runs or strikeouts. Do as much as you can now. Now, hopefully, there'll be advancements come up, and you can continue to do things throughout your life. But do whatever you want to do now. That would be my advice from a younger man who's had Parkinson's a lot longer. Do it now. I was limited on what I could do because I had a young child at home, but he kept me going, so I'm not complaining. But yeah, if you got somewhere you want to travel, do it now. If you got enjoy. I mean, like my friend Sam is playing this concert with this. It's kind of like an off-Broadway show, and he wants me to go see it. They're coming through St. Louis. I can't even getting out of the house just for a few hours is brutal for me. Got to find somebody to watch my kids, even though he's 14. I don't want him staying home by himself that long at night. And then just the fact my wife has to push me in a chair when it's just. Yep, you've got no kids, but I mean, like I said, he keeps me going, so I'm not going to complain. But it does really limit what we can do between my disconnect legs and off times, and then my wife having to take care of basically me and keep an eye on my 14-year-old who's very hyper. He's gotten better, but yeah, he's a lot of work. I had some rough time in elementary school, and then when I got 14, I basically just would go out skateboarding all the time. In my neighborhood, there's a couple parking lots. I do remember some door slamming, and I do remember some yelling and screaming. My mom thought I was the devil. I wasn't the devil. I just looked like the devil. My mullet. Oh, there's yelling going upstairs. My son's yelling at the dog. That's the latest thing in my house. He'll scream at the dog. I'm like, son, First of all, old Beagles, deaf. Oh, 18. Wow. Yes. Yeah. I didn't touch a beer. I grew up religious. I didn't touch a beer until I was probably 24, 25, somewhere around in there. And I remember I was actually in Chicago, and I'd had like a taste of beer previous to that, but in Chicago, I was at this like pub, and I got like this big old like stout or something like that, and I drank it. I was like, "Oh, let's go to have another one." I was loopy as hell going back to the hotel room. I was laughing. I had no hangover, but I'm not. Takes a lot to get me. I wouldn't say actually it doesn't take a lot to get me kind of mellow, but yeah, I gotta tell you, I can't drink beer anymore. It makes me have to pee and it gives me a headache. So I just sip on wine at night. Yeah. So and then right before I got diagnosed, I gained a lot of weight because I was using whiskey, Jack and Coke to kill the pain in my legs and hands. So yeah, I started drinking a lot of whiskey and Coke to kill the pain. In fact, I listened to these podcasts I did at the time. I'm just sloshed, and I actually once I got diagnosed and had Cinemet, I was a much better podcaster. I don't even like going back and listen to those first hundred or so episodes I did when I was before I was diagnosed. It's hard to listen to me be uh, mumbly and drunk. 7 and 7 was your jam. I gave up the whiskey, and I've lost my appetite for any kind of soda. I mean, I used to live off of Coke and Mountain Dew, Pepsi, whatever. Now I can't even stand the taste of it. But I think the kidney stones might have played some part in reducing my love of cola. Yeah, I got the kidney stones. It was bad, bad, bad. Yeah, so now I basically drink decaf coffee. I can't do the no sugar shit, Mike. I can't do it. I basically drink coffee, water, a little green tea, and then wine. Those are the only things I drink anymore. No soda, no, never really any juice. Although I have like sometimes my wife will make smoothies with like blueberries and stuff. Her blueberries and I like all berries are really good for brain health. So I try to eat a lot of fresh fruits. Propel's all right, yeah. That like vitamin-ish water, kind of Gatorade-ish type stuff. Yeah, I would agree with that. By the way, I this shouldn't be a news flash, but I used to skateboard a lot pre Parkinson's, and then even a little bit afterwards. But I had one of my skate buddies be like, "We should go skate." I'm like, "Dude, I cannot afford to get hurt." Reason that reading this Ozzy Osbourne book when he fell and shattered his neck or like his shoulder and neck and back, that made his Parkinson's way worse. And I was talking to somebody, one of my friends, and they were like, kind of suggesting I go skateboarding. I'm like, no. I mean, I got away with a lot of stuff, and I never really got hurt except for like some sprained ankles. But I can't afford to get hurt now. But I tell you what, when I go outside and it's like 70 degrees out and I smell the fresh cut grass, it reminds me of being a kid. I just want to grab my skateboard and go. But my common sense meter says, don't do it, Jeremy. Don't get on the skateboard. What is a swamp fest? Is it like gator wrangling or something? Sounds dangerous. Jackass on steroids. Well, that's pretty hard to do. I tell you what, I can't really watch. I used to love Jackass, but that last one, Jackass Forever, just too much wiener and just too much. It's just kind of it's sad to watch old dudes flop around and hurt themselves. And And knowing how bad Johnny Knoxville got hurt by that, I guess that bull. But yeah, I mean, I like the early Jackass when they were still young and stupid, but I just can't imagine being 50 and doing some of that shit. It's like, why? Who are you trying to press? Well, it's Florida, so yeah, it's definitely goes without saying that anything happens in Florida is probably going to be a little wilder than the usual. All right, I'm probably going to end the stream here. Just wanted to touch base and see what was going on in the world. Wild doesn't do it justice. I may do like a better video over the weekend, like with a topic. I just kind of wanted to touch base and see who might show up. Nice to see Mike and Tom Rio, of course, and Whiskey Scott and all the people that showed up. Peace and love. All right, guys, I'll catch you later.